Good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to take a moment to talk to you guys about the real story behind this car. A little bit of details, the nitty-gritty. I don't think I've come out on YouTube and really said what's really going on behind this thing. It started about at the end of last year. Anna and I were going to have another baby. We were hoping for a boy, but as the saying goes, nukes have girls, and so we were lined up to have a third girl. At her 20-week appointment a few months ago, she got some disturbing news that there were some abnormalities, and they didn't really know what it was. They didn't tell us a lot of information, but we were worried, and they were as well. So they referred her to a place where she could get a more in-depth look at what was going on. And over the coming weeks, we learned that our baby, who we had named Effie at this point after my great-grandmother, had a condition called triploidy. And she has a full set of three sets of chromosomes, and it's not something anybody survives, right? These children, even if they are born alive, tend to only live for a few hours, maybe a few days at best. So our outlook was bleak, and in our case, she lasted to about 30 weeks, and she passed away at that time, and we had a C-section. We treated it like any other birth. We had a photographer, we had flowers, we did what we could to enjoy the time that we had with her. And during our process, my wife read a book. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I think it's something to do about pregnant bombshell. And it's for situations like these, maybe not specifically triploidy, but situations where people are losing a child to either a miscarriage or something of that nature. And in that book, there's a chapter that talks about coping mechanisms and ways to go on with life with your loss. And one of those methods is to take on something in their memory that you can, maybe something physical that you can hold and always remember when you hold that thing that represents what you lost. Maybe just picking a nice flower that reminds you of them so that when you see them in the wild, you're reminded of her. And in our case, we had named her after my great-grandmother Effie, and my great-grandmother Effie had a 1965 Volkswagen Variant that was rusting away in a field in front of my grandmother's house for the last 20 or 25 years. So we decided that in her memory, we were going to pull this car out, restore it to its former glory, and that'll be our keepsake of our dear baby girl Effie. So that's what brings us to this. We are underway now. We've gotten the car back into my garage in San Diego. We've got the engine running. We're starting to look into the body work, and we're kind of getting moving on that. I just wanted to share with everybody the full story behind this car. The car does have a lot of history. My great-grandmother Effie had it for many years. The car is approaching a 500,000 mile mark. It's only a few thousand miles away from that, so a 500,000-mile car is pretty impressive. And she put most of those miles on it herself. She only owned it she only was not the owner of it for about a year when it was brand new. She even drove my mother to the hospital when she was pregnant to deliver me. When she went into labor to have me, she drove her to the hospital. And so the car does have a lot of sentimental value, and despite its heavy need for repairs, it's going to be worth the effort. And just as raising a child is difficult, this is going to prove to be difficult as well. So wish me the best of luck, and I hope you'll follow along, and we'll see where this takes us. You guys have a great day.